Hello everybody, my name is Kostiv. I'm a usability expert from Futurist, and also today I wanted to show a quick demo of Google Design Sprint usage in Miro, and let's rock and roll. So firstly, when looking at the screen, so Design Sprint as a process is originally created by Google Ventures to arrive to the prototype during 1 week and test it on the users. But basically we have, it can be done actually in 1 day. And the key to unlock this process is using AI prompts. So with that, actually you can shorten the length of design sprint 1 day to 2 hours. So general overview of the steps, like you can use the design sprint if you want. And overview of the steps are like we have the alignment part, we have solution part, we have decision part, and then we arrive to the end. So I'm going to walk through. Basically, whatever you've seen here can be achieved in 1 day if a team really wants. So alignment workshop is actually then, in general, the steps of the design sprint process are defining the challenge, to create the solutions, pick a solution, define a prototype, build a prototype, interview 5 users, and summarize the user feedback. So, yep, and design sprint, a really important thing is that it requires decider for the voting, and you agree with the team who will be in the decider for the role for voting. So if your team could be future in a position of being a company, then like you just take it as a playfully, who could be this potential CEO of the company is a decider. And another thing is you see already this timer thing, so just agree to use someone's smartphone's timer and alarm sound to carry out the process. And moving to the first step, which is the part of the workshop 1, is actually just to highlight, it's actually a flow chart overview how the things are done currently right now, and where is the biggest challenge in current process. So everything goes from the left to right. You have actors, you can be a user or customer, or it can be, for example, back office of a service provider and whoever provides the service. And discovery phase is where you start to solve the problem. What I need to do is a learning phase, and which tools can help me. So this thing, using the Miro tools, you have here post-its. We can use the N button to drag a post-it or create a post-it. And you can say like, for example, producer of film, for example. And another thing is maybe like a full. So for example, 2 actors. So maybe this kind of final user is producer, and then the full service company is another one. So firstly is to get a high-level overview of the work, and what you can really do here is during 5 minutes, if you have whatever AI tool, it can be ChatGPT or Gemini or Perplexity or Copilot, it doesn't matter. If the tool has audio recording and describing possibilities, so you can just talk with your team everything what concerns of challenge with the current situation, how the service works. So basically you will get a big long chunk of talk and ideas as a transcript, which is maybe not so well spell checked, but anyways it works. So if this is done, you have let's have a quick example here. I'm using ChatGPT here, and I will ask like make a random on planning day as okay. So make a random thoughts discussion of planning a shooting day issues as discussion of 2 persons like whatever, for example, 1000, let's say 2000. Yeah, so basically this is what your discussion result probably looks. Maybe these names are not here, but basically it's just already a discussion, and you can already get it as a transcription, and it doesn't matter if it's just like a sea of words. So next thing, we can really copy here and ask AI to make a simple table with 5 columns of design sprint customer journey map, labeled as actor, discover, learn, and use, and goal for each column 2 rows of customer interaction with coupled sentences for current service. The first row actor is customer user, and second row actor is back office or service provider. So this same prompt you can really copy here. And yeah, so let's see. So simple table with 5 columns. Yeah, this is what we need here. Yes, and then basically you can take a copy as a table. Let's see, does it paste here? Table, paste as table. Yeah, luckily it pastes. So yeah, and you can use this table, or you can also take screenshots of these results and copy these to the same canvas here. So basically here is your result. So you can see the process. And actually you can edit and extend it, so you can discuss further what are the steps. So this thing is already filled by AI. Then you discuss with the team and highlight 2 critical steps in customer user process where the biggest inefficiency. So you can really take whatever freehand drawing here, or a pen, or just like make a color of this box, or just make it bold or something like that. Just like highlight what do you think it's. Let's take this color, maybe red. So this part is a bigger challenge, so that's a really easy thing to do. So this step is done basically with this kind of thing. So let's move into another is AI persona. So we will try to get a deeper understanding of challenges and problems, and we can use another prompt. So continue previous chat and ask AI create typical personas with jobs to be done in pains and gains, and paste these. Yes, so let's create, for example, personas. So basically what they want to achieve and what kind of pains and gains they have. So marketing person, yes. Let's take personas for film production team. So it went a little bit off track, so you can correct. Yes. You see what she wants to achieve, jobs to be done, pains, typical, and Mark, and Sarah. Okay, so basically we have these personas. We can paste this a little bit down here, make a T mark is a text box, and whatever we got from the ChatGPT is already here. Yeah. So if you got this thing, so next thing we are going to highlight a little bit biggest like challenges what these personas have. So your task is during 5 minutes with the team to read all the personas. I think of 5 impactful problems you learned from personas, and then phrase them the problem different how might be. So basically you can read these things, what came out, and maybe think about your like experience with this problem, and basically you can think about the problem. And for example, problem is a lot of manual work goes to planning of shooting the call sheets. So how might we reduce the planning of shooting the call sheets by 2 times? So different problems, different how might we. So I suggest to create around at least 5 maybe out of these personas, out of your ideas what pop into mind, and there this step is done. So moving to voting to challenges. So firstly, you can get these results what came the different how might we's from here. So you can this, let's say, how might be yes, different what came from one participant, let's say 5 how might be's, and you can really take these and to this board and maybe categorize these how might be's to different aspects. So some of these how might be's go to the other category, etc. So and if you have a board full of different how might be's here, so I'm just highlighting these, yes, everywhere. So you have different how might be's, then you when it's called voting, then you have 5 minutes to read and vote most important how might be's, and each team member gets 1 dot. So I can think that this is important to me, and maybe this is important, and there it works. So always the voting has the time, and then just in the end of this step, use dots to vote which are relevant to you, and you can write your name, that your name was Andres, and you have voted them. So trust the process, we're moving on. So another thing, next step is key challenges. So let's get to the map. For example, these 2 how might be's got the most amount of dots here. So we can really like copy paste these and move back to the map. Yeah, somewhere here. You can make a screenshot of the map if they doesn't come to here. And for example, this is one of the how might be's. And yeah, so it doesn't want to get on the map, but you can really make a screenshot of this and then put it on the map, for example, like that, just showing to you. So it doesn't matter if it doesn't always react, you can still drag the how might be bring to front. Yes, okay, like in the PowerPoint. So you can put it wherever you want, it doesn't matter. So we have prioritized the most critical how might be's from the process and put these on the map in 5 minutes with a team. So another thing is when you think of this service is more like collecting like a 2-year goal vision. So everything you have learned so far, you can have like 3 minutes each of you to think of 2-year ideal goal, like how the world looks, this business area and this service, how it looks, just kind of quite simple sentences. Each team member then thinks about his sentence here, 2-year goal, and after that we will actually once again start the voting process in 2 minutes. You just read, use your voting dots as a team member, and then decide. And of course, one of your team members is a decider. If you are together, then one of you is decider, so uses decider dot and decides on makes final decision, which will be the like 2-year goal for this service. So this is really powerful exercise to create impactful like self-service solutions. Then if we have passed this super optimistic part, then we are going to more pessimistic, and pessimistic is more like sprint questions, which are basically risks. So we brainstorm can we eliminate style risks? So can we eliminate, can we reduce or avoid some obstacles? So each one of you has 3 minutes to brainstorm some obstacles, because you were super optimistic about this 2-year goal you want to achieve, and now you have to think about the risks and take into account the previously voted how might be's and journey map and whatever you have learned so far. So it's just then after that you have voted on sprint questions, for example. So which will be the top 3 questions, and once again you can then these risks, once again you can update these on the journey map, so you can take these risks also here around this issue or problem you are solving here, and then yes, and then we are done in this process. And as a summary, you can once again, as a midterm result, just copy paste the long-term goal, sprint questions, and this will be the scorecard to keep this Northern Star in the focus. So next step is solution workshop. So we were completing the alignment workshop, going to solution workshop, and Of course, you still have to look at the long-term goal and sprint questions risks. And for the solutions, you know the goal, you know the risks, and now you can start Googling and search similar results. For example, you want to make some service and you're used to bank self-service, for example, so you can take some workflows, for example, from the bank payment service and use similar workflow to get some information flowing in self-service between the teams. So we are looking at, for example, lightning demos. You can really like have 10 minutes to find a couple of products, Googling, for example, like self-service for planning. So you can have some images already, some self-service solutions, and then yeah, you don't have to really, can have different programs which have different solutions. So you find these and copy paste screenshots to here, and this is how easily it works. And then each one of you can then put a screenshot here and add some points why this is relevant, and also link to this website if you show some kind of app or whatever, Android tablet app or some computer app, then you can really put it here. So moving on. So after you have presented your ideas, demos with the screenshots and highlights and links, then we can really move to AI prototyping. So, before we do AI prototyping, there is an important step in the process that you take your time to note down everything you learned or your computer or notebook that looks useful so far for possible solution for the self-service type flow concept creation. So just take like 5 minutes to write down keywords, process, flowchart, whatever you need. Just think that there could be a self-service solution to solve this problem and whatever is needed for this self-service. Then you have this kind of top prototyping tools, for example, like Lovable AI or Bolt New. And for the Bolt New, probably GitHub account could be needed with a free Gmail or other account. And then you can prepare, like each one of you separately, prepare a prompt to ask Lovable AI to come up with a prototype. And you just write the prompt that this service should do this and this, there should be this kind of features, this kind of workflow, and see what AI prototyping tools can come up with, and to show the Lovable AI quickly. So here is my account, and I have created a prototype here. And actually I gave a prompt, create a model using friendly website, top navigation should be here, like everything I need to see as a user, just like mention it. And you can use, once again, ChatGPT, create for example, yeah, so smart shoot, so it's everything what the software should do, and if it's done, you can like edit here my prompt, and after a short creation, it created a prototype for the Rail connection website with inserting fields and dates and everything. For example, you have timetables here, tickets. So, and if you publish it, then we copy the website address. Yes. So now it's published. I can go to incognito, see real service for the train tickets buying, for example. And yeah, I can, from this address, I can copy to Figma, import to Figma this prototype and continue editing it in Figma, for example. So you publish it as HTML, as I showed you, so solution screenshots to be copied, like these screenshots basically. what you created to the track you wanted to. So, and for example, I'm a team member 1, my screenshots of this, for example, train ticket purchase one by one will be coming to here, like something like that. So this is Luke's self-service. I put a screenshot here, for example, step number 2, and there it is. And then we have another, maybe step number 1, and I take a timetable, for example. I take a screenshot and copy it here. So here is my my concept flow, how it works, for example, from left to right. And you can create this type of prototypes really blazing fast. And then we completed the so we got inspiration and we did some AI prototyping. And also, if you are not able to sketch somehow in AI, this thing you can draw a prototype mockup on other softwares or even in PowerPoint or Google Slides, and or you can draw it on paper and make a photo and import the photo or paper prototype to here, and still use it on the track. But the question is that there should be some kind of self-service process going on. Now, each one of you will have a dots for voting, so you can agree that everybody gets, let's say, 15 dots, and you take time for 10 minutes, and just like spread out some dots where each one of you over all prototypes thinks that general solution of the problem looks here, and you can add, for example, take a dot for here and just say that this place looks interesting, and maybe this thing is interesting here. So it's quite straightforward. Now, if all the members' prototypes are here, then another thing is like straw poll. So each one of you votes which concept do you really think you see in the prototype solution, and as you have this kind of decider who is not voting, but the team members are voting. You just have your initials here. You use timer, and we have 2 minutes, and then you just drag that you think that this prototype could be the best bet or something like that. So you do the voting, and then it's done. Then if this is done, then another round will be 5 minutes for the decider vote. So you can decider can use these dots on all prototypes, or decider can say that, okay, for our solution, this view from this prototype is really nice, and this view of this prototype is really nice. So you can combine good solutions from different team members' prototypes. And these can also be some screenshots from the web apps or the demonstration, like you made some kind of demonstration example where you demonstrated the prototype, some views, and then just say why it's cool. So in this way we can continue. Now, if you have collected this thing, then you can take user test workflows, and then the idea is that when the prototype is ready, and then you can user test this with this flow, and use the quick glance to import the features, and like make a high level step how the ideal process will look in your head, because we voted which of these ideas got most voting dots, and also decider vote, so you know how the solution process theoretically will work. Now you just describe it in basically 6 steps. User does something, then goes, does, goes, and then confirmation. Something like that is typical self-service process. Each team member, you can copy these or duplicate or increase. Each team member can have time for 6 minutes to brainstorm this possible journey. And once again, if you are like the time is up, you can add a little bit more time on the timer. Now, if each one has voted this, presents one by one each flow for 2 minutes, just explains how this works. Basically, you read out of the post-its. The same thing is like you use these, basically put this here, 6 steps, and you present one by one your steps. It's total 8 minutes. Now, once again, you know the voting. You want to vote which one of these ABCD user flows, self-service user flows is most useful. Each one of you gets a vote. One is for the vote for the decider. So first round, of course, regular voting of the team members, and then then the final round of voting is by decider. So you decider thinks that this kind of journey map, journey user test flow is best for the solution. Now, if this is ready, you can continue to prototyping. And for example, I made this journey planner AI like solution, and I use the Figma. I have empty board here, and I have in Figma I have items like plugins, HTML to design, and you can get the plugin from this link. HTML to design, I can show it. Yeah, same plugin. First you have a free Figma and you use this plugin, and then you can import the URL. Like you can have only, for example, laptop is 1440. Yes, and you import this design to Figma just like that, and you can then continue. For example, yeah, some auto layout I suggest to use, and that's it. Yeah, so now we have a website in the design software. Okay, oopsie. So you can move this out from here and delete the container, and you can edit anything, like plan your film shoot. So this is already part of AI created prototypes, but if you have different views, you can just one by one go left to right. It's like a self-serve service in the bank, for example, if you make a banking payment. Yeah, and then you can do the prototyping in Figma together as a team, as one prototype. Or you can use the same screenshots, for example. I have screenshots for the Rail Connect here. And I can basically put the screenshots in Mira and maybe change something. So I need text here, some additional text. I need some input fields here. I need some buttons maybe somewhere. So you can alter your prototypes, change these image sizes, everything. You can do this kind of manual storyboarding, just reusing this text input field button, checkbox, and even do drop down. So basically you can make like drop down, make a choice. Yes, and then you put V mark in the end. So it actually, in prototype, this means this is a drop down. Yeah. So you can make this kind of quick mockups using squares and rounds and everything, and radio buttons and everything. So you can build it here as well. And this first round of prototyping usually is in 30 minutes. When you have AI workflow, and maybe it's a little bit longer when you do it a little bit like manually, but you do it together as a team. Then you have prototype ready. And after that, next steps are continuing building prototype on the evening, whatever. It can be programmed prototype, it can be this journey navigator is already actually code. So you can have it as a code viewer. So basically it's already a code. If you have a programmer in the team, you can use some of the code. And you can then another thing is on the evening to recruit the users for the next day user testing. So somehow using mentors, somehow find at least, let's say, ideally 5 users for the quick testing next day, but maybe a little bit less. 5 is good, 3 is okay, so you can drive. And then when the user starts to test, you test against the same user test flow you created here. And you ask that as a user, you need to accomplish this. This is the prototype, clickable, for example, and then you can try to accomplish this. And then you will get the feedback and insights and everything. So this is how it works. Thank you.